But here's what nobody told me, and here's what I didn't realize. And this is where the money is. That there's gold in the meaningless work. So I know when educators hear this, they're going to be ready to stab me. Don't kill me yet. Don't kill me yet. There is gold in the mock work. There's gold in the meaningless work. What is the gold? What's your name?
Javia.
Javia, ask me what the gold is.
What is the gold?
No, ask me like it's real gold.
Okay. What is the gold?
The gold is building discipline. See, what you guys have to understand, and from this day going on, I promise you're going to look at your schoolwork differently. What's the subject that you just hate, that you just don't want to do? Name one. Math, English, Earth Science, right? Rocks. Why are we learning about rocks? Who cares? So here's the thing, right? What I realized as an adult that I wish somebody told me when I was your age is that Earth Science, right? That's a perfect platform for you to create discipline, because discipline actually has value to it. Discipline actually is worth money. Most of the time when you hear the word discipline, you think about it in a negative term, right? Like you got in trouble and you had to be disciplined. But the word discipline has multiple definitions. And one of those definitions is an activity, exercise, or regimen that develops or improves a skill. Did y'all catch that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it again. An activity, exercise, or regimen that develops or improves a skill. So now, your schoolwork, Earth Science, right? I'm gonna talk specifically about Earth Science. The Earth Science that you feel like is meaningless, guess what? Now that Earth Science has value, because one day when you want to do something that actually is really important to you, and there's parts of that important thing to you that you don't like to do. So in my first business, I didn't like to do paperwork. I hated doing paperwork. We're a nonprofit organization. I hated writing grants. I hated it. And guess what? I couldn't do it because I had no discipline. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
However, if I was in Champion Academy when I was your age, and somebody came in here and they told me, they said, hey, discipline is money, but discipline is also a muscle. So what does that mean? If you don't exercise it, guess what? It's not strong, right? Does that make sense? Like, yo, it's funny, right now I'm getting back in shape, and one of my goals is to get back to dunking again, right? My body is capable of dunking, right? In terms of like I'm tall enough, but I'm not in shape to do it. So even though I have the ability, there's a potential that's there to do it, unless my body realizes the muscle gain that I need in order to do it, and I discipline myself to build the muscle, I can't do it, even though my body has a potential to do it. Are y'all with me on this? Am I making sense? Yeah. If I'm not making sense, stop me. So now what you have to do is you have to look at, you said, what subject is it that you hate? You have to look at math like a check. Every math problem that you sit down and do, the homework that you, because that was my thing. I hated trig. I spent the best 2 years of my life taking trigonometry. Y'all get that later. But here's the thing. If you begin to look at the math problems, every time you sit down and you discipline yourself to do the homework, even though you don't want to do it, guess what you're doing? You're building a muscle. You're building a muscle. Now, when you get older, and you want to go into business, and someone that's going to invest in you says, hey, I like your idea, but I want to see a business plan. You can go sit down and discipline yourself to write a 10-page proposal because you've developed the muscle of discipline. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Value effort, value effort. So what happened to me, I'm going to go back to my story. When the value of schoolwork went down, what happened to my effort? It went down. Does that make sense? So today, my goal, I call this the value effort equation. My goal right now is to bring the value of your schoolwork up. Because even if it's a subject that you don't care about, right? What are you going to get to build even more so, right? Because the power of discipline is doing something that you don't necessarily want to do. So now that subject, that Earth Science that you hate, what do you love to do?
Music.
Music, right? So there's a part of music that you probably won't enjoy. However, if right now in Earth Science, you exercise the muscle of discipline here to do the homework, to put in the effort, to make sure you get a great grade, to make sure that, you're building a good name for yourself with the teachers and they don't see you as a slouch, as a slacker, so on and so forth. Guess what? When it gets time for you to do something you love, then there's parts of it you don't like. Guess what? It's easier to do it because you got the muscle. Does that make sense? Y'all with me on that?
Yeah.
So who's gonna go and perform better in school? Because discipline is money. Yo, every time you do an assignment on time, you're putting cash in your pocket, not necessarily because of the grade, but because you told yourself to sit down and get it done. So it doesn't matter what your home situation looks like. Your home situation could be bad, it could be good, it could be in between. At the end of the day, when it comes to the real world, when you step out of your home, when you get 18, when you go out into the world, they don't care about your situation. What they care about is, can you produce a product? Did I get too real for y'all? Are y'all with me? So discipline, right? So the power of discipline and the benefits of building it young, right? Yo, listen, I'm telling you, there's so many things right now in this day and age that we live in that if you put your head down and you work for 5 years, you could spend 5 years working like a dog and living like nobody else will. So for the rest of your life, you can live like nobody else can. Did y'all catch that?